Imagine the possibilities, starting with the letters S, L, and P. Imagine a super lavish penthouse, a stimulating little plunge in a serene lap pool, and imagine sailing lovely places with several lively parrots. All because you're some lucky person. Discover your SL and P with Super Lotto Plus from the California Lottery. Now until June 30th, buy 5 plays, get 1 free. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to play. Visit CALottery.com for official rules.
Hi, I'm Stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is
Not Your Demographic,
a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist. Everyone.
We've been talking for like an hour, so I feel like...
Yeah.
But not really about wrestling.
No, not really.
But like, kind of.
I mean, sort of. We had our podcast meeting.
Sure. How are you?
I am pretty good, actually. I had a...
Why do you sound shocked by that?
Well, I had a really weird week. I had high point, low point week, where high point, I went to my niece's first birthday party and got to hang out with her and my 2.5-year-old niece, and I watched Moana with my 2.5-year-old niece. I hadn't seen them since Christmas.
Per our Disney conversation, did you like it?
I did really like it.
I haven't seen it, so.
It was very different, and I liked that. It was about a strong female character with no love interest, and I really liked that. And this music was mostly good. There were a couple of songs that I did not care for, but most of it was good. And the title song,
not care for.
The title song. Well,
I heard that song because that was nominated for an Oscar.
Yes, it made me cry every time they sang it, just like weeping. My niece was looking at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Also,
this 2-year-old was like, "Why are you crying?"
My niece said the creepiest fucking thing to me.
No.
So okay. I am a person who is of the opinion that people think their children are smarter than they are. And so when people
yeah.
So,
I had a kid in one of my classrooms who was dumb, really dumb. And his mom was convinced that he was a genius. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, this kid is the dumbest kid I've ever met. So very cute. Super dumb.
So anytime I hear that, I'm always kind of like grain of salt, whatever. And I had heard that
my 2-year-old?
Yeah, my 2.5-year-old niece, I had heard that she was really smart and she had a really good grasp of concepts. And I'm like, okay, she's probably like a normal 2.5-year-old and it's their first kid. Exactly. So I get there and I hadn't seen her since Christmas, like I said. And I was like, oh, your vocabulary is really large, but this seems pretty normal. It doesn't seem like too big. And then I'm pushing her on the swings for literally like a fucking hour. She would have stayed on there all damn day. Yeah. So I'm pushing her on the swings. And she starts describing the balloons and the shapes and colors of the balloons. She's like, the green star balloon, the purple heart balloon. And I was like, you're 2? Wait a minute. Like, you have a way better understanding of shapes and colors and like those together than I was expecting. And then I'm pushing her on the swing. I'm behind her and she's trying to talk to me. So she keeps like looking over her shoulder and she goes, push me from the front so you can look me in my eyes. I was like, that's the creepiest serial killer shit I've ever heard. But I realized that what it was is that she was like, I'm having a conversation with you. I should be looking you in your eyes. And you should be standing in front of me. And I was like, what the fuck? She also was like, when there are no balloons at our house, we are not celebrating. When there are balloons, that means we're celebrating. And I was like, how do you understand this? You're 2. This is so bizarre. It was just the like weirdest experience. It was just such a strange experience. I was like, you're like a weird, like maybe clairvoyant child. It was just so bizarre. It was the weirdest experience.
Look me in the eyes.
Yeah, right? It was just like, oh, I told her mom, my sister, and she was like, oh my God. Like, sorry, your kid might be a serial killer? I don't know. She's clearly very intelligent. It was very bizarre.
What's funny?
Low point of my week. This is a weird one. So my class is wrapped up. I did my capstone paper for my advanced project. I went to check my grades, and my professor had just given me straight credit all the way down for 8 weeks and no feedback. She didn't read my paper. She just passed me and gave me no feedback. And I was like,
You were like, I spent so much time.
Right? I paid $2,000 to defend my thesis. And it's so, like, this was supposed to be my defense of my focus of my degree. And, like, she passed me, so I'm gonna get my degree with my focus. But now I'm like, what the fuck? Like, now
Can you complain?
I mean, I can. I don't want to until my grades are finalized, for sure. I don't want her to, I don't think that she would, like, retaliate against me in any way. I think she's just deeply lazy as a professor. So I don't know. I feel like I'm graduating in August, so I think afterwards I might, like, go talk to the dean of the school, because they're transitioning deans, and I feel like the new dean would rather hear this than the dean who's going out.
Right.
So I think I might go talk to the new dean and be like, this is unacceptable.
Yeah, like, you were like, I walked, so you can't do shit to me.
Right.
But I want you to know. Right. This is fucked up.
I need you to explain to me why this happened. I went on to rate my professors, and she only had one review, and it was from 2003, and it was someone who said almost exactly what happened to me. Laziest professor I've ever had, does not want to engage, basically talked to a brick wall. I was like, how has this not changed in 4 years? She has to be tenured. She has to be a tenured professor. I was just like, I was so angry.
Or she thinks that undergrad students don't care. They don't pay attention.
I guess that's part of it. I bet a lot of people are like, awesome, she just passed me. But I'm like, I worked really fucking hard on that paper.
Yeah. And you have a different perspective because you're, like, older. And
and I wanted, like, critical feedback. Like, yes, you accurately defended this, or no, you need to work on this more. Like, I was just shocked that I got literally nothing. I sent it to a couple of my friends who are in academia, and they were like, oh my god, what is this? Like, it was literally just blank. She just passed me and didn't give me any kind of feedback. Like, what the fuck?
What a cunt.
Yeah, what a cunt. Exactly. So that's how I am. So it's like, mixed bag. Weird week.
Weird week.
How are you? How was your week?
Fine. We got back from Montana on Sunday, and we didn't murder anybody, and overall it was okay.
Congratulations.
So there's that. A week. I mean, I don't think you guys understand. Like, there's history in this family. We were there together for a week in one cabin. A full week. Like a Sunday to Sunday situation. That's a long time.
That's too long.
Especially with, like, people who have, like... The last time we were all together staying in one house, I rented a car and I went home early. I rented a car, dropped money I didn't have, and I was like, I will be driving 7 hours to not be here anymore.
Were we doing the podcast then?
I don't think so.
I feel like you may have told a story very similar to that.
I mean, it is the story that I tell. It is. I also find it to be, like, a pretty baller move of me being like, I am an adult and I'm also not your daughter. I will be leaving now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's me true. Being like, stand your ground. But also, honestly, since then, I think people know where I stand. So they're like, I'll be like, I'm the nicest person until you cross me.
Yeah, that's true.
So... We didn't talk about this last week, but one of the burlesque companies that I run lost our venue in a very shitty way. Yikes. That I had to deal with while I was in Montana. Ugh. I've dealt with it. I am really, really good at professionally bitchy emails.
Yes, you are. It's like really good at it.
A weird talent I have to be, like, completely professional. You can't take any of this out of context. Yep. But you know exactly how I feel. Yep. Mm-hmm. I believe I ended one of the emails. No need to respond to this email. Have a nice weekend. Which is, like, really
baller.
Bitchy.
Yeah.
That was the bitchiest thing that I said. Well, that's not true. There was one pretty awful thing I said, but I was like, this person I don't care about. So that sucks. And other things that happened. I feel like something really big happened and I can't, like, think about it. So, I don't know. I guess not.
All right. Well, must have been that important.
I read a lot on this vacation, and I kind of got, like when we were in familial settings, like when people were watching, like, the basketball game, like, we'd all be hanging out, but people would be, like, doing other stuff. So I would read, and I got, like, not made fun of, but, like, I could tell that it was annoying some people that I was reading, and at one point, I just put my book down, I said, literally, how is it any different from me reading from you looking on your phone right now? Oh, my God. And they were like, and I was like, exactly. So stop. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know that you are perceiving this to be rude, but it's actually not rude. We're all hanging out. I'm still engaging. I'm still talking. You're watching a game that I don't want to watch, but I'm here to hang out with everybody. But you reading an article on your phone is not any different than me reading a comic book just because you don't like comic books. Yep. Mm-hmm. Also, my comic book is really good.
I've had that fight with my family lots of times. Like, come on. It's literally no different.
It's the same thing.
The same thing. Absolutely. I'm on your side.
I did read the first book in this series called, I don't remember what the series is called, but the first book is called The Fifth Season. It's super good. It's super good. And it's written by a woman.
Ooh, awesome. I'm listening to Jonathan Strange and Dr. Norrell.
That book is so long. I got...
Oh my god.
2/3 through, and I was like, I like this book, but I cannot continue reading. It's just sitting on my shelf, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to finish it, but I would have to start over, and I don't think I can start over.
Yeah, the audiobook is 32 hours long. It's so long. I'm 9.5 hours into it, and I'm like just now sort of starting to figure out what's going on.
There's a TV show, and I think I might like just watch the TV show. That's why I started reading the book, because I was like, I really want to watch this TV show. It looks really interesting, but I'm a very big, like, read the book before you watch, whatever. And I'm kind of like, fuck this book. I kind of just want to watch this show.
I get it. I totally get it. If I wasn't listening to it at work, it would be different. I'm caught up on a true crime, so I gotta listen to something.
It's the same size. I'm looking at my bookshelf right now. It's the same size as my Hitchhiker's Guide complete collection.
Yep. It's a huge book. It's like 900 pages. It's
so
fucking long as hell. That's why I'm listening to it, because there's absolutely no way I want to cart a giant brick around. Like, I'm just not gonna... That's why I've never read it, because
it's so huge.
Yeah, I can't take that on the train. That's ridiculous. It's real dumb. But I read the book that I picked for book club, On Tyranny. I forgot to bring it over for you tonight. I will remember next week. It's very good. I really enjoyed it. Not written by a woman, but also very good.
Not written by a woman. What wrestling shirt are you wearing?
I'm wearing my original red Lucha Underground shirt. I had to cut the collar off because when I washed it, part of the collar fell off.
That's so funny.
So I had to cut the rest of it off, and I was like, "Aw."
It looks good though. It looks like it's supposed to look that way.
Yeah, it came out pretty well, and like the rest of it fits so well that I'm like, whatever, I guess.
That's funny. I was wearing my PW Girl Gang shirt, but I got caught in a deluge, and it was soaking wet. So now I'm wearing my Paige tank top for two reasons. One, Paige got good X-rays, so
awesome.
Who knows if she'll come back to WWE or wherever.
Even imagine I
want to see Paige wrestle. I don't know. Maybe Paige just like come to her senses now, and she's like, maybe I can negotiate to still be with Alberto, but like stay in this company. I'm like 23 and I need this money.
I don't know. Or if she fails another drug test, she gets automatically fired because it'll be her third offense, and they just have a straight fire policy. So if she comes back and tests negative, she can just get herself fired, or test positive, she can just get fired. Like, I feel like...
I don't know, but she seems to be like posting like she wants to wrestle.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, she could wrestle. She could get fired and then wrestle anywhere else that she wants to.
That's true.
Including Impact.
Ugh. Then I would have to watch it again.
Then you'd also have to
I've been thinking about watching
Rio.
it again, though, because I hear EC3 is doing really good stuff. And I miss watching Rosemary, to be honest.
Yeah, I miss Rosemary as well. But, like, I don't want to watch ADR.
But you know what? Because I won't be so invested in TNA, I can just fast forward to things that I like.
That's true. That's a good point. That's
I won't feel like I have to watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I can be like, I'm going to watch the women's segment, and I'm going to watch EC3. Mm-hmm. But I'm also wearing this tank top because I ordered... So it's tank top season. I love WWE tank tops. I'm sure if you go on my Instagram, you see I'm always in the Brie mode one. I love this Paige one. And they had really cute Naomi one and really cute Sasha one. And I was like, you know what? There's like a 35% off for Extreme Rules. I'm just going to buy them. They're expensive, but I love them. These new ones are made so poorly.
Really?
They're so flimsy. Like, I felt... First of all, I got the same size... And they're huge. So I'm like, I have to do some adjusting because I don't want to return them because WWE, like, it's not hard, but, like, it's just annoying.
It's a pain in the ass.
So I have to, like, do some sewing. And then they just feel flimsy. They feel, like, this is a substantial tank top. They feel flimsy. And I think they're supposed to be, like, vintage.
They're like, fashionable.
But, like, I don't need a vintage tank top. I need a tank top that's going to not rip apart when I put it in the washing machine.
Yeah, true.
Especially when they're, like, I mean, I know I got them on sale, but, like, they're, like, $30 tank tops. They should, like, this... is great. The Brie mode one is great. Why? Mm-hmm. But they are still really cute. Whatever.
It's so bizarre because some of their tank tops are great. Like my Sasha Banks one, I love it, but it is totally different than any other tank top of theirs that they make. It doesn't make any sense. And like I got lucky.
It's so confusing to buy in their shop because you're like, I know my size in this, and you're like, nope, you changed everything. You guys suck. One more thing that WWE's bad at.
Add it to the list.
What other news do we have? We talked about Paige. Taya and John I call him Johnny Mundo because that's where I watch him from, but like John Morrison got engaged.
Yeah. I didn't know that they were actually together.
Oh, when I went to the Boone screening, they were like all over each other. And I was like, are they? And Dave was like, yeah.
Because he was with What's-Her-Face for
yeah, but they haven't been together for like a long time.
Not that long.
I feel like it's been at least like a year or two.
Part of when Taya was in Lucha Underground, she replaced What's-Her-Face?
Melina.
Yeah, Melina. Because Melina was originally supposed to have that role, and she was so difficult to work with that they were like, nah, bitch, goodbye. And brought in Taya, who was like more of their audience anyway, because she's big from AAA. That first year, I know that they were together because that's when she posted those Cialis photos, and that was only like a year and a half ago.
That's true.
So I wonder what that timing was. I'm very curious about that.
Taya's dope.
Yeah.
I love Taya.
Super upgrade.
And honestly, like
I love Taya. She's the best. She's like a badass bitch too. Like
she's dope. But also, like I am. From watching Lucha Underground this past season, I've really liked Johnny Mundo, and then like everything that he does subsequently to that, I'm like, yeah. And then like meeting him and watching that movie, like he is honestly like just like a for being like a buff, you know, whatever. Yeah. He's just like a weird nerd, and like it's really funny and like really genuine. And I'm like, I fucking love John Morrison. Like I want him and Taya to be like super happy.
Yeah, I agree. I like both of them. I wish them all the happiness in the world.
Moro signed officially with Bellator. So
not even Mauro Ranallo can make me watch Bellator voluntarily. It's just not very good.
Well, I just meant that, like, you know, he has wrapped it all up with WWE officially because he signed somewhere else.
Yeah.
They did bring in a new announcer to 205 Live, and I don't remember his name. And
I don't remember his name either.
Did not like him.
I didn't like him either. It took me a minute to be like,
this is not Tom Phillips. I know. I'm sure he said his name in the beginning, but you know, I'm like doing stuff. And then I was like, this is not Tom.
Yeah, Michael came in and he was like, who the fuck is that? I was like, oh, it's Tom Phillips. He was like,
no,
that's definitely not.
Nah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I don't know if I didn't like it because I was just not expecting it. Or
I started paying attention once I realized, and I just didn't like it. But he's like new, I guess.
Yeah. Whatever.
He's just out of the machine.
I mean, Tom Phillips is doing a bunch of shit, so...
Yeah, but so is Corey Graves.
Yeah, true. That's true.
So is Renee.
Everybody is. Everybody's doing all the work.
Even Charlie.
Hustling.
Do you think Charlie has, like, a weird, like, voodoo doll of Renee? And it's just like, I wish I just want to be you.
She's like, once you upgrade, I'll come after you.
She has some, like, weird, like, Hey Arnold shrine to Renee.
Yes. I absolutely hope so.
That's what it feels like. But I may be projecting. What were you going to say?
I remembered some news that we did not talk about in our meeting before we started. Bray Wyatt's getting divorced.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You sent me that text and we both were like, oh, what? I believe I responded to your text. That is one sex tape I don't think I could stop myself from watching.
That's right.
So you could tell the story, I guess.
Okay, so Bray Wyatt is getting divorced from his wife, who I've heard he has anywhere from 2 to 5 children with, depending on who you talk to. So, I don't know. He may only have 2 with her and may have 3 with somebody else. I'm not sure.
Bray Wyatt, he's a cult leader. He's got a lot of kids.
Right, has a lot of kids. So he's been married to his wife for fucking ever. And turns out they're getting divorced because he's having an affair with somebody. And then, bam, shows up backstage at WWE with motherfucking JoJo.
Oh my god.
They apparently only travel together and are like straight up doing it. It's a thing. They're like a straight up couple now. You could have given me 1,000 guesses and I never would have put the two of them together ever.
1,000 guesses.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I get that Bray Wyatt is in like really good shape now, or like much better shape than he was in before, but at the same time, I'm still like, man, JoJo is a woman of hidden depths, I guess. Like, also Bray Wyatt's like super into conspiracy theories. It's like really mind blowing to me that JoJo is interested in that. I don't know why.
Well, some Instagram account that says it's her official one says that they can confirm that JoJo is not having an affair with Bray Wyatt, but who knows?
Allegedly. They're allegedly having an affair. It seems...
I want to live in a world where
I would love for them to be having an affair. I feel like...
Right? I mean, like, it sucks that there's, like, a divorce and children and stuff involved, but on a hilarious note, it's Bray Wyatt and JoJo.
Right? Like... Anyone can pull anyone, I guess, is the lesson we can learn from that. And that's kind of awesome. It feels very affirming in a lot of ways. Like,
No. Gross men can pull hot women.
True.
They make whole shows about it.
That's true.
King of Queens.
True. That's very true. Oh, babies.
I mean, to be fair, I would not watch the sex tape because, like, that's wrong. But I would really have to stop myself.
If they released it. And
yeah, if it was, like, a thing
that had been made available.
I would pay money for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Monetize that. I will pay money for that. Not to get off because I'm endlessly curious.
Yes. I just have to know.
How does this
be
work?
Ethical.
Because he's also pretty flexible.
Oh my god. Also, I just had this realization, and now I need you to think this, so I'm not the only one thinking this. He must have a big dick because JoJo's got a big ass. Like, it seems very unlikely that he is not endowed well enough to fuck her well. Like,
because she's hot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's got to have a big dick. And he hasn't shown up on Peen Watch, but he doesn't wear stuff where you would see it.
Bo Dallas is rocking.
That's a good point.
So.
That's a very good point. I think you just proved my point.
Oh my god. Do you think they have conversations about why it's, like, not okay for him to have dreadlocks?
I hope so. I hope that's how this happened.
Oh my god. He was so impressed by her, like, depth and intelligence. I don't even want to do the rest of the podcast. I just want to, like, make up stories about Bray Wyatt and JoJo. Oh my god, he does not look like he smells good. I just don't know how you have sex with somebody who doesn't smell good.
I mean...
But maybe because he looks so gross, he, like, is extra, like, concerned about his smell, so he smells really good.
Also, I will say his dreadlocks are very well cared for. Like,
For, like, supposed to be looking ratty, though.
Well, they don't really anymore. If you look at them, they're actually, like, very well cared for now. It's just that they're so big. Do you think that's
because of JoJo? Maybe she was like, girl, your dreads are, like, real messed up. Let me fix that. And then he
Respect
was like,
yourself and everyone else.
Oh, your sensual touch on my dreadlocks. Oh my god. I, like, honestly don't think we can continue.
Oh, we can do this.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm literally crying.
I like almost choked on wine.
Okay, babies. People had babies.
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali had a baby, which I did not know that his wife was pregnant.
And we got Wolfgang.
Yeah, we got Wolfgang Xander.
Hardy.
Because, of course.
Wolfgang and Maxwell.
Did you see the video of Maxwell tickling Wolfgang? Oh my god.
And Wolfgang was like, please stop.
It was so cute. Adorable children. I can't handle it. Manders was here. This will bring us down. Sober us up. Manders was injured at an NXT taping. He's fine now, but apparently everybody was super scared. I heard about it because there were a bunch of people outside of the stadium that said Regal was standing outside by the ambulance and he looked super worried, which I think is where everybody sort of got.
Where was it at Full Sail?
No, they were on the road somewhere. I don't remember where though, but he's fine now. I would not be surprised if he's off of tapings for a hot second.
Yeah.
Because, you know, serious injury that requires you to legitimately be taken out on a stretcher, like, probably should take a second.
Yeah.
Just take a couple of weeks. Just take a moment for yourself. Anything else?
News-wise? No.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about first? We watched so much. I mean, I guess you should talk about New Japan real quick.
Yeah. Watched part of New Japan Dominion, which I only watched the last 2 hours, which was 2 matches. So I have very, very little to talk about. What I did watch, I really enjoyed. I heard that Zack Sabre Jr. was on this show earlier, and I have not watched his part yet. I was wearing his black trunks, so, you know, you're welcome, Zack. I'm glad that you...
And he definitely listened and was like,
1,000%.
Those girls said my butt looked dirty.
I mean, it was dirty.
So dirty.
It was so dirty.
I don't think I can ever watch Zack Sabre Jr. wrestle without thinking about it, to be honest.
Seeing him in black trunks was helpful, because it was like, okay, you understand that your shit's gonna get dirty.
What are those trunks hiding?
Oh, grime. Straight up grime.
They were white ones.
He had like a charcoal matte match. I was like, well, I never need to watch these again, I guess. Okay, so Naito and Tanahashi had a fight for the IWP Intercontinental belt. Fun fact, Shinsuke Nakamura is the person who has held that belt the most times in all of New Japan history. And I was like, yeah.
For now.
Right, for now. He's like a sizable lead on pretty much everybody else, though.
How many times is it?
6, I believe.
Oh.
So it's a pretty decent amount. So Naito was the champion. Have you seen the belt that he fucked up super bad?
Yeah.
He like cracked the plate. It's like spinning around.
So funny.
I love it because the first time he had their world title, he legitimately cracked the belt and they were pissed about it, and they like really shortly afterwards took the title off of him, partially because of that. I feel like this time they were like, listen, this Intercontinental belt is old. We're gonna have to replace it at some point. Just fucking give it to Naito and let him fucking trash it and ruin it, because it is ruined. Like,
but anytime they ever give him a belt in the future, they're gonna have to be like, oh, we got you a fake belt.
Yeah, right? Like, we need to decommission this.
Because he has to keep doing it unless he like completely changes his character.
Right, exactly. I don't think he's going to. I love it. I love that he's just like, fuck this fucking thing. I don't give a shit about this. So he goes in.
Los Ignorables is like just the best faction ever.
They are.
All of them. I love all of them.
I love all of them too. They're all fucking good. I like Evil somehow.
Weird. I know. Evil's somebody who, like, if you showed me a picture of him, I'd be like, I don't like it.
Yeah, when I first started watching, I wasn't into it, and now I'm like totally in on Evil.
All there on Evil. Love Bushi. Love Sonata. Yeah. Like, obviously Naito. Like,
I love it.
They're the best.
They're such a good faction. I fucking love them. So he and Tanahashi had a great fight. At one point, Tanahashi did the Shinsuke Nakamura hands from the top rope, and I was like, I'm gonna die. This is the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life. They got into a slap fight at one point that was insane. Like, I've never seen two people slap each other so hard in the face so many times in a row. I was like, oh my god. You're gonna break his cheekbone. Like, it was nuts. It was really, really good. Tanahashi won because Tanahashi wins, I guess. It felt very appropriate, though.
His hair is so pretty.
I know. So beautiful.
And like, Naito's hair is gross.
It's disgusting. It looks like straw. It's a weird orange color. It is generally tragic. So it felt like the right person won this.
Based on hair alone.
Hair alone, absolutely. And I also feel like this frees up Naito to go back into the G1 Climax tournament, too. Yeah. And then he could... I know that he's, like, already been very far through that before, but it would be interesting to see him, like, well, I lost this belt, so I guess I'll get this other belt back.
I guess.
I'm, like, into that, too.
Whatever.
Because he's the best. And then the last hour, literal hour, was Okada and Kenny Omega for the heavyweight title in their second match. It was so good. It might... honestly be one of the best matches I've ever seen. I liked it better than their first one.
Is that, like, what's the consensus? Do people like it better or no?
I've heard a lot of both. I've heard a lot of people... Part of it is that when I watched the first one, I had already heard so much about it. And
that's how I felt, too.
So it felt a little disappointing to me, and this, to me, did not feel that way.
Okay.
Like, this felt really... it was so good. It had a 60-minute time limit, and they went all the way through the time limit and had a draw. And so Okada retained. And it was so
I don't think I've ever really seen a match, unless it was like a beat the clock or something that like ate the time.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen a timed match go out like that, and they did it right. They were like, both of them were selling so well towards the end, and they looked fucking exhausted. Kenny Omega took like 5 or 6 rainmakers, and he kneed Okada in the face like a dozen times. It was absolutely fucking batshit. It was so good. I took a couple notes because I was like, I'm so invested in this that I need to make sure that I talk about these points. First of all, Kenny Omega's extensions are trash. They are
are they
garbage.
Supposed to look bad? I feel like they're supposed to look bad.
I feel like maybe there's like a weird color gap, and I don't understand it, and it's like, why are they like this? He doesn't need those extensions. It just makes me so I'm like, you and Renee need to get together and just take them out together, because neither of you need
fun taking extensions out party.
I want Asuka and Okada to have a robe photo shoot together. I need this in my life. It's very important.
Have you Googled? Maybe it exists.
Ooh, I have not. I probably should. I will after this podcast is done. Kenny Omega almost fell off of the top rope and still hit a fucking beautiful moonsault. And I was like, how do you exist? This is amazing! Okada hits Kenny with a crazy drop kick on the outside that Kenny Omega hit the guardrail so hard I thought he was dead. Like, I have never seen someone take a drop kick like that. It was fucking incredible. Okada hit Omega with a top rope elbow through a table. Kenny came through for him. Okada jumped off of the top rope, obviously went to hit him with this elbow, and Kenny looked up and was like, nope, that's not gonna happen, and like scooted like 6 inches down the table and took the nastiest fucking table bump I've ever seen. Those tables are disgusting. They're not rigged. They don't look rigged at all. They're made with like a metal square around them, so even if you go through the wood, you still hit on this fucking metal. It's just disgusting. And they use them sparingly enough that when they do use them in New Japan, they seem even more brutal.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely nuts. Cody Rhodes, the lesson that I learned from this pay-per-view is that Cody Rhodes is a little bitch. Because he came out with a fucking Bullet Club and was like, I'm gonna throw the towel in for Kenny Omega. He's gonna lose. And everyone was like, bitch, what are you doing? No, don't do that. And the Young Bucks were like, bitch, no, what are you doing? And Cody was like determined to throw the towel in. And was like, I fucking hate you. He's beat. We gotta stop it. And they were like, no, bitch. So this was at like 40 minutes in. And so they went like an additional 20 minutes past this.
Was that like, that had to have been planned?
Oh yeah, it definitely was planned.
But like his character is like little bitch.
Little bitch, yeah. And then afterwards they do...
in my head for a second I was like, it wasn't planned and Cody Rhodes was being an asshole. But like, obviously it was planned.
No, obviously it was planned. But they, after New Japan, they do the like interviews and the press stuff afterwards that they show. And
make it real.
Yeah, so it's very real. And at the very end, they all crack open a beer together, and Cody Rhodes came out and like took his beer away from Okada and was like, I'm a little bitch. Bitch. I'm gonna fight you next time. I'm taking a championship shot. And it was just like, what the fuck was that? I got to the end and I was like, man, that was really anticlimactic. It felt very strange. And I was like, did Cody Rhodes deserve that? I don't understand.
I don't think so.
I know we have a question about him later, but I feel like, I don't know.
I mean, we could talk about it now since you're already talking about Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that's true. Let's do that.
Our question was from Henry T. Casey. He said, is it just me or did the Cody Rhodes checklist tour die in a fizzling farty sputter? What we've seen post WWE is T spilling tweets with the bitterness, a fun match with Chris Hero at Evolve 67, that terrible jealous husband bullshit in TNA, the corny Bullet Club announcement video, which was LOL, the ROH Jay Lethal match, which was decent until they popped the crowd with the heel turn, and then a lot of boring fuck arounds in New Japan where he's fought exclusively Americans, and it's been boring. That's how you build a number one contender for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That's how you build a big draw for New Japan LA show. Like, those are question marks. Like, that's like incredulous questions. Maybe I'm being worked that heels shouldn't deserve title shots. While he's barely been a heel in New Japan, he was certainly heelish trying to throw the towel and then indirectly mocking Kenny Omega when he said Okada is afraid of facing true superstars. But I'm not excited at all for Cody versus Okada. Super flaccid. I don't watch New Japan because I just don't. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I don't have time for anything, but I somehow...
I don't have time for that.
I don't have time for that, but I like it. But so I exclusively see Cody on ROH stuff, where he is, like, very, very heelish.
Yeah.
But I don't know what he's like in New Japan, so maybe you should take over it.
It's sort of the same. He plays, like, basically the same character. It's also, it took me an embarrassingly long time to realize the American Nightmare is because of Dusty, the American Dream. Yeah. I was thinking of Daniel Bryan as the American Dragon.
Everyone
and I
is
was
really
like,
sad for you right now.
I know. It took me a really long time to get to that realization. I was like, that's not good. That's not good. That was so unclear to me. Like,
I think it was only unclear to you, though.
Yeah, I know.
Gotta be honest.
like, don't understand. I don't know. It's probably because I was just locked in on American Dragon. But anyway, I agree. I do not think that he deserves a title shot, but I think that it's because it's in Long Beach, they want it to be an American, so that it'll draw in American indie audiences or whatever. I agree about the total farty sputter of his checklist, because I feel like he signed with New Japan, and it was like, well, now I can't fight any of these people, because they're all in the indies, and I'm in a company again. So I feel like that's part of why that fizzled into a sputter, because those people don't interact with him anymore, and so he can't check off half the people that were on that list.
Right.
So I feel like it's because they're going to be in Long Beach, and I also feel like sometimes you just need somebody to lose. I don't think he's gonna win. I don't think that's where this is going at all.
Right, because he's clearly gonna win the ROH championship pretty soon.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. And so I think they just need Okada to beat somebody, and that is him. Like, we see this, I don't know, I can't think of any examples in the men's department, in the men's division, because I know it happens all the time, but we see it with the women all the time, where, like, why the fuck does this person have a title shot? Like, it's because they needed them to lose to Sasha, and, like, that seemed to happen all the time, and I feel like it's sort of that same vibe for me with this. I don't think Cody's gonna win it. I feel like this is gonna be Cody's maybe getting kicked out of the Bullet Club because of this. It feels like they're already unhappy with, not like IRL unhappy with him. I feel like, that's the story that they're building, and because he was a little bitch and wanted to throw the towel in, I feel like that also, like, there's discussion on commentary, on the English commentary, about, like, what does this mean?
If he loses at Okada, and then if he loses, or if he wins to, like, if he wins the belt in ROH, then, like, maybe, I know Kenny Omega doesn't do a ton with ROH, but he could always be like, oh, you're a champion?
I think I think Kenny Omega is gonna be at their Toronto ROH show.
Right.
So that could totally happen. I could absolutely see that. That would be amazing.
Who knows?
I would love to see Kenny Omega with the Ring of Honor belt. That would be dope.
We both watched Ring of Honor.
I know, we did both watch Ring of Honor. I watched it right away, fresh, as soon as it was done.
I thought it was a fun show this week. Like, it opened with Ferrara and Cheeseburger versus War Machine, which is hilarious.
So bizarre.
So weird. But I love when Cheeseburger impossibly kicks out of things. Because Cheeseburger doesn't win. Like, everyone knows that. Yeah. But, like, it's fun to watch him, like, wrestle. He also has gotten way better wrestling. Mm-hmm. He's, like, a decent wrestler now, especially considering his size. But, like, War Machine hit their giant, like, power move, and he kicked out of it, and everyone was like, what?
I know, it was fucking nuts.
Which was a good moment. And then War Machine won, and then they delivered a promo that was like, we got these belts, but we want dim belts. Young Bucks. You know.
Yep. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm going to see War Machine on Saturday because I'm going to AEW. They're wrestling the American Dragon, so I guess I'm just going to... Not the American Dragon, Red Dragon. You said American Dragon. War Machine is wrestling Red Dragon, so I guess I'm just going to an ROH show.
Yeah,
but
I guess so.
Going to AEW.
Yeah, well, that happens sometimes.
It does happen.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Do some people, are they allowed to wrestle on indies, but not others?
It must be...
Because...
Well, I don't know. They must have non-exclusive contracts. That's got to be what it is.
'Tis weird to me.
I bet people who sign exclusive contracts get more money.
Yeah, that's fair.
That seems logical.
Cody Rhodes had a promo, and then about, like, Christopher Daniels and the belt, and then Christopher Daniels had a promo where he was like, little boy, come get it if you think you can.
Yep.
I love Christopher Daniels.
I do too. He's great.
He is really great. And he's a good champion.
Very handsome. Like,
yeah, in, like, a weird way.
Yeah.
In
like a Jason Isaacs way.
I mean, not as hot as Jason Isaacs.
No, but in that same kind of, like, oh, slick older man. All right.
All right.
I see it.
Last week you were like, I will not be having sex with 50-year-old men. And now you're like, I will be having sex with 50-year-old men.
60-year-old men? I guess it's a case by case. That's how I live my life, I guess.
I guess after a certain number, it's just like definitely a case by case. Even though,
yeah.
I mean, sex is really a case by case.
I hit that number long ago.
There was a 8-man tag match with Los Ignorables, which is Evil, Bushi, Sonata, and Naito, versus the Briscoes, Bubba, and Dalton Castle, which is like the weirdest pairing to me.
Yeah, it was very bizarre.
Basically, it's the match that you think it was, everybody hitting their spots, what's up, all that stuff. Yep. And then Dalton was about to get misted by Bushi, and the boys saved Dalton from getting misted, but then inadvertently made it so Bushi misted Jay Briscoe.
Yes.
And then they lost. And so now Jay Briscoe wants to kill the boys.
Man, the boys just draw the ire of, like, everybody.
The boys draw the ire of, like, angry...
White dudes.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely correct.
I love that whenever Dalton Castle comes out, the crowd pops, and then Colt Cabana's like, this fucking guy. On commentary.
Yep, I like that, too. It was weird. I, like... Forgot.
Colt Cabana also looked really handsome during this show in his like black t-shirt.
I literally
like,
don't
okay,
remember.
Colt Cabana.
I mean, I usually think that he looks very handsome, but I will agree with you. After a while, I sort of just forgot that it was Colt Cabana on commentary.
Really?
It was. I thought that they were gelling well enough together that it didn't really occur to me like, oh, this is Colt Cabana on commentary. It was like, oh, commentary is just happening and
that's good.
Isn't a trash nightmare, which was nice.
When commentary's not a trash nightmare.
It's a step in the right direction.
Then the main event was Adam Cole Bebe versus Hangman Page, and it was basically like, if I win, you have to leave ROH. And then Hangman Page won. It was Adam Cole's last ROH taping.
Yep. It was really good. It was a really good
match.
It
was really good. And I also I'm really glad that it was Hangman Page that did it. Because he can kind of be the one that, like, takes the loses for Bullet Club a lot. But he's supposed to be, like, the enforcer, the hangman. And, like, the fact that it was him kicking out Adam Cole, who was, like, basically one of the de facto... Like, he was, like, the leader in ROH, while, like, Kenny Omega was the leader in Japan. And he got kicked out. Like, I thought that's, like, a good look for Bullet Club. And it's a good look for Hangman Page.
Yeah, and it's, like, I feel like, to your point, he became Hangman because his... first name was Adam, and Adam Cole had already joined the Bullet Club, and so he, like, had to give up his name because of this guy. So I feel like there's also, like, if you've been watching for this whole time, there's that, like, also extra thing on top of it that, like, he's finally become, like, the hangman, the enforcer, now that the person whose name he had to give up is gone. Like, he doesn't necessarily have to be hangman anymore, and now it's, like, a choice.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I like that.
There was no Marty Scurll this episode, which is upsetting, but...
That was sad.
Life happens. There was a Jay Lethal promo somewhere in there, but whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's always a Jay Lethal promo somewhere in there.
Jay Lethal's good. I enjoy listening to him
I love that
talk.
They still have that hilarious commercial with him.
I know. From
Need our back pain, got you something. It's time for you to
down
kick
for
out.
The count.
Yeah, it's time for you to kick out. And he like punches the air. I was watching it and Nick was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's like kind of a commercial." I don't know.
It's a commercial. I love it. I'm here for it. If I ever need a knee brace, I know where to go. What else did we watch?
NXT.
Okay.
I thought this episode started off really boring, but then turned into pretty okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched it like an hour after it aired, and I sort of don't remember it.
Well, I took notes because I'm the one that holds this podcast together.
It's true, you are. Again, Zany sidekick. It's literally in my bio.
Heavy Machinery had a match with Lars, whatever his last name is. And Victor Anders or whatever, who is just like his jobber sidekick. But he gave a good like little promo before, and I thought he did a good job. He was selling like a motherfucker. Yeah. He did a good job. Heavy Machinery won, and then Lars went crazy and beat up his partner. I think it's just going to be a series of, like, Lars killing his partners.
Yeah, exactly, until he realizes that he's not a tag team person. Yeah. It feels sort of like Jason Jordan, except instead of ending up with the perfect tag team, he's going to be like, I hate everybody.
Oh, yeah, I hate everybody.
Yeah. He's huge, too. Like...
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was in the ring with Heavy Machinery, and it was like,
what? You're like the same size. I don't understand. So I'm, like, excited for him to get better. Like, That's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Generic.
He's just generic monster.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I'll watch him and Brong Strongman beat the shit out of each other.
Who is medically cleared, we think.
Lots of people, we think, medically cleared lately.
We think. Roddy had a promo where he was like, my family, I work hard, my feelings. Yeah. And then Bobby Roode was like,
your feelings.
Bobby Roode is so good at being a dick.
Yeah, he really is.
He was like, you know what I'll do for you? I'll take a picture with you so that you can show your son, there's your dad, and there's the champ. I would do that for you. That was so good. And then he just fucking left. Bobby Roode was like, bye. Yeah. And then Roddy was just like standing there like, what do I even do now? What do you even do, Roddy?
Oh, Roddy. I'm back to not giving a shit about him. Generic. He feels so generic.
I feel like he felt less generic in ROH because like ROH is a lot of times, like sometimes they have stories, like particularly with like Bullet Club and sometimes with Jay Lethal, but a lot of times it's just like wrestling.
Yeah, and
so
he's
like
just
Roddy,
a strong dude.
Yeah, and he's a great wrestler. So like I feel like he fit in ROH because it was just like Roddy, he's the good wrestler, we got it.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, you are.
He's like my male Bailey, where I'm like, I enjoy watching you in the ring a lot when you're fighting good people, but your promo skills make me not care for you because I just don't care when you talk.
Yeah, also he feels just like a character. Like, I know we have too many like heels right now in NXT, but like he is better as like an arrogant heel than like a my baby.
Yeah, I don't care.
I love that Bobby Roode was like, you're mildly hot wife or fiance, and you're like not ogre baby.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode crushed it. And I was like, I'm back to being happy that you're champion again. And especially with like on NXT, like the champions a lot of times like don't fight a lot. It's a lot of promo building, and
NXT has been like that for a while.
NXT is a lot of like we're showcasing lots of new talent. We have all these matches, but it's like a lot of character building and a lot of like building up to big matches because they don't do takeovers every fucking month. Yeah, like there are pay-per-views. So like it is important to have a champion, especially when you have Asuka, who is great when she does her like promos, but like they're great because they're so short and fierce.
Right.
It's important to have a champion like him who is like, oh, I can talk
engaging.
I can talk all day, all night.
Yeah.
Even if his wrestling style can be boring, like he is an enigmatic champion. I think he's the right champion for them right now.
Yeah, I kind of just want them to move him up because he's very good, and I feel like he could totally swim on either of the main rosters. Like, and he's talented enough that I think that he could make that work. But the question is, who's going to replace him? Right. And I feel like there are a lot of other people that could be very good at that, like Aleister Black, or even like.
But like I've watched Tommy End matches, but like I don't know a lot about his like promo skills.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can't have tag champions who don't talk and have a manager just kind of like whisper in the wind for them. Have Asuka who just randomly yells like, I'm gonna kill everybody, and then have somebody who just stares at you as a champion. Like you have to have at least one champion that is like vocal.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like that's one of the reasons Cien will probably never be champ, because his
I think it's not necessarily that he can't be champ. It's just like other people have to be champions in different, like Authors of Pain and Asuka will like have to move before like at least one of the three has to be a strong talker.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Who was champion when Sasha was champion in NXT?
Finn and Kevin Owens.
And Kevin, both good talkers.
Yeah.
So that theory is wrong.
And Sasha was a heel, where she's much better. Is much better on the mic. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think my theory still stands.
Yeah, I agree.
There was a Nikki Cross segment where she was like in the airport parking lot and
terrifying.
Was just like, Asuka, Ruby. And just like laughed and hit things and smiled.
I love the stuff that the NXT cameras are doing with her. That they're
One thing I'm disappointed is like she hasn't been coming out when the men have been wrestling as much, and like I like her there with them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but she's preoccupied with Ruby.
I love how her like little Scottish accent sounds when she says Ruby.
I also feel like part of why we're getting these promos of her alone is because that's why she's not coming out with the guys as much. So it's like
that's fair.
She's not doing anything.
She's in the parking lot screaming.
freaking the fuck out. Like, she's here dressed to wrestle, but bitch is not going anywhere because she cannot get over this.
Unless you're going to give her Oscar or Ruby, you have to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sarah Logan, a.k.a. Crazy Mary Dobson. I literally was like, I was just staring at the screen.
I know!
Who is that?
I saw her in that Battle Royal and was like, my eyes started twitching.
Is that? And then I, like, looked it up and I was like, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. She's very pretty when she doesn't have all that makeup all over her face. Also, like, it made my eyes about rolled out of my head when they were like, she lives in the woods and is a wild woman and her last name is Logan. And I was like, we get it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everyone, we get it.
Yeah. I'm just so disappointed. I wanted her to be Sister Abigail
or
so
like
bad.
Anything that's not like generic woods woman.
I know. Right. She's not afraid to get in the dirt. Like, okay.
Who cares?
Whatever.
She had a match with Peyton.
Throw dirt at people?
I guess. Her and Peyton and Billy are like the best, obviously. And they just like their little pointing that they do. It's just the best. I love them so much. I thought the match was good though.
Yeah, I agree.
I half expected Sarah Logan to win though, like kind of in an Oni Lorcan style where it's like, oh, out of nowhere, wow. But like she still looked very strong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're obviously setting up Peyton and Billy to look strong so that Ember can come kill them.
Yes, definitely. 1000%.
So that Ember can come murder them. There was a segment with Andrade and a bunch of girls, and he was like, I'm Andrade. And then Thea Trinidad came out, spoke some Spanish to him, and just like fucking slapped that bitch across the face. Like his hat fell off, and she stormed away, and he was like, he just like smiled and like rubbed his face.
Whoops!
I love that we found out that Thea was officially signed, and then like, well, there she is.
Yeah, right?
Oh, hello. How are you?
They wasted no time.
Right? I'm excited. I like her. So.
Yeah. I like the idea of the two of them together, too.
Yeah, or having some kind of, like, backstory.
Right, exactly. Because they both have a lot of personality, and, like, being able to watch them yell Spanish at each other, I'm here for it.
Right.
I don't need to understand a fucking word that they're saying. I will understand. I'll get it.
We'll get it. There was a match between Hideo Itami and Orny Lorcan. It was a really good match. Mm-hmm. Hideo hit a GTS, and then hit another GTS, and then went to hit another GTS. And everyone was like, no, he's gonna die. He's gonna murder Oni Lorcan. And Cassius Ohno came out and was like, hey, wearing a Chris Hero shirt, by the way.
Right.
I was like, come on, bro.
Looking like...
I was like, is your pro wrestling t-shop still up? Are you trying to sell t-shirts right now?
Yeah, right.
Chris Hero?
He came out looking like... neighbor grandpa. It was like the friendly neighborhood grandpa saw that you were beating this dude up, and he was like, I don't think so, son, and came like lumbering down the aisle, and I was like, what is happening
I loved
here?
how like Hideo like didn't back down, and Cassius was just like, I have to punch you now.
I know.
I guess this is a thing I have to do now. I like that how they set it up, because it was like you clearly thought there was gonna be a feud with them, and then they like diffused it in the parking lot, and now it's like, no, you keep getting into my business when I'm trying to murder tables and people.
Yes, absolutely.
Stopping me from murdering.
Yeah, and they'll have a great fucking match.
Yeah.
I'm so here for it.
I'm here for that match.
I'm ready to see Chris Hero actually, like, really...
Chris Hero.
Yeah, like, really bring it all for a takeover. Like, he was at the
one at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and he wasn't at the Chicago one, right?
Nope.
So I feel like we haven't seen him do a singles match at a takeover, and I think that'll be the first time that a lot of people get to see him back at NXT and see how fucking good he is, even if he is kind of tubby compared with the last time that he was here. I like that they put out some of his old, like, one of their featured matches on the network was him versus Seth Rollins in FCW. He looks like a fucking different person. He's 60 pounds lighter, easily 60 pounds lighter, and like, it's the same face on like a drastically thinner body. It's so weird. It's very bizarre. It was a really good match, but it was really bizarre.
There was a backstage interview with Ember where the new interviewer, who I hate her. I don't know why. I hate her. She talks with like a baby voice. She's like, hi, Ember. I don't know. It's like whispery.
Yeah,
it's whispery and high. And it's not that, like, I'm like, oh, female voices. I obviously love female voices, but it's, like, a weird, like, you're an interviewer. Like, you should have purpose. She's like, she always seems like she's about to cry while she's interviewing them. Which is, like, crying is fine, but, like, maybe not while you're asking people about, like, I dislike her so much. I don't know why NXT can't just find somebody who's good at shit.
I don't know. Their turnover rate is super
Their turnover
high.
rate, yeah, for interviewers is nuts.
It's nuts. I feel like because they get people who do well when the cameras aren't rolling, and then once they're actually thrown into it, it's like, wow, this is, like, way harder than I thought it was going to be.
You ask a question, you have no facial reactions, and then you stare into the camera. That's all they do.
You don't even stare into the camera, you stare into the distance, just past the camera.
You have no personality. You wear a weird outfit. You have to stare into the distance. That's not true.
It's not that you have no personality, it's that you have just a little bit of personality, so you can
Renee is the only one allowed to have personality.
Charlie has personality now.
Nah, kind of.
Yeah.
More.
That you have to earn personality?
You have to earn personality here in the WWE.
It's just... Yup.
It's not true.
New day?
Anyways, Ember was like, I'm back. I'm going to kill people. First, I'm going to kill Peyton and Billy, and then I'm going to kill Asuka. Okay? Okay. And then that girl was like, okay. It's a cry. The main event was Killian Dane versus No Way Jose. Whatever. I liked both of them, and I was like, I don't give a shit about this match. I was like, where's Nikki Cross?
Right? Out of the parking lot, yelling at the sky.
I know it's the parking lot at Full Sail, but it definitely feels like an airplane hangar to me, and I don't know why.
It's so weird.
I, like, specifically just imagine her hanging out in an airplane hangar. For no reason.
No reason at all.
For no reason at all.
That's fine. Raw. It happened. That was the thing that happened.
It was so long. It feels so long.
So long.
SmackDown feels like... SmackDown is an hour or less, right?
Yes.
An hour is an hour.
At least an hour, because Raw usually runs about 15 minutes over.
SmackDown feels so short and manageable.
I know.
And Raw is just...
I mean, it's 75 minutes shorter.
Ugh. Whatever. The opening segment was fine. I liked it. I didn't like it, but then I liked Joe. I liked how Joe was like, I don't give a shit about you, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, me too.
I eat sharks for dinner.
Yep, agreed.
I am from the Isle of Samoa. We eat sharks.
That's right. He's gonna show that fucking baby shark.
Whatever. Heyman did a Heyman. Brock just stood there and was like, I'm Brock.
I'm getting paid to stand here with the belt. Hey,
Joe
remember
like,
this belt you haven't seen since WrestleMania, everybody?
What color is it? I put it behind my back. Do you remember? It's red. Everything is red.
That's how I felt, though. I was like, I literally don't remember what this belt fucking looks like. It is ugly. It is ugly. Ugh. Excuse me.
And then, security tried to break him up, and then all the roster tried to break him up, and everyone's like, whatever.
It took me a really long time.
That's a trope that I hate. Bring the whole roster out!
Sometimes I like it. I feel like it's appropriate if you spend the whole show
but Brock
fighting.
Always does it.
I know, it always happens with Brock. If it happens with other people, I don't feel like it feels as tired, but I agree with Brock. It's like, it takes the whole roster to keep them apart.
It takes one trank gun.
Right? Why aren't people prepared? This happens every time he's here.
Get a trank gun. Have at least 5 fucking needles.
All I can picture is Alicia Fox standing on top of the commentary table, long range trank gun, just like,
babe. I love that your go-to is like, Alicia Fox is definitely out of the cleanup crew, where she's just like...
Absolutely. From a distance, long range, she's like, you need me to hit that bitch with a dart? Boom, got it.
The next segment was Elias being Elias. Totally working.
How did I get over on this?
Because of his arms. It was only a matter of time.
It's so good. I love, too, that he still tells people to hold their applause until he's done. It's such a good line. It's so good. It's like when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. Yeah. Because it's so effective for people to just be like, fuck you! Fuck you!
Basically was singing his, like, little limerick. I know it's not a limerick, but it's the same, like, Yeah. It sounds the same every week with just different lyrics. About Dean, and then Dean was like, bitch, no.
Bitch, no!
And then Miz was like, bitch, no.
Yeah, I liked it. I like that they're giving Elias wins also. Yeah. Like, it's the smart way to build this character. Like, they're sort of doing it tangentially and incidentally to this other feud. But he still looks strong in them. Even when Miz comes out and distracts... He's a good wrestler. Yeah, when Miz comes out and distracts Dean, and Dean is, like, crazy Dean or whatever... Elias looks strong up until that point, too. But then, like, Elias is the one that's paying attention and gets the win. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good. I really liked it. Also, Elias's hair is long. It has gotten super long.
His face is okay, but, like, his hair and his arms are pretty good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
His arms are so big.
I know.
I'm not really, like, an arm person, but, like,
they're like, big. Proportionally big, too.
They're so big.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it, too.
Goldust had another... trailer.
So good.
They're great.
They're so good.
And the R-Truth ones, I like when they split them up. For a while, they were doing them back-to-back, but I like when they split them up.
Yeah, I agree. It gives it more flow.
And it also feels like R-Truth is responding to it.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Like,
I like that they both quote movies in the beginning of them.
Yeah, and through like the whole
Godfather.
thing. And R-Truth's like throwing in a bunch of fucking lines here and there. I love it. I think the two of them are honestly cutting some of the best promos that they've ever cut. Like, they're all good. I love it. It feels like Goldust is at my favorite place for him to be, too.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're doing this correctly because I don't need to see them fight a billion times. I need to see them fight one time.
Yeah.
And this is the right way to build to that one time. And it takes up an appropriate amount of time on the show for where they are in the card. And it makes them feel important.
What I need Goldust to beat R-Truth, and then R-Truth to go over to SmackDown, and then Goldust to, like, kick a bunch of asses in, like, a lower mid-card range, and then, like, have a retirement match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's I feel like that's kind of what, not necessarily with R-Truth going to SmackDown, but that sort of feels like we're building to. Like, this feels like the last hurrah for Goldust, for sure. Cool.
But it could be the last hurrah for R-Truth, too. He's older, too.
That's true. He is older. That's a fact.
Not that you're like, do you know Tamina is almost 40?
Yes! I love it.
She looks so
She's
good.
older than Mickie James, isn't she?
She looks so good. Not that you can't be like 40 and look good, but like she does not look 40. She looks maybe 31.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Maybe 31.
Is she older than Mickie James? I think
she's like 38.
Yeah, and I think Mickie James is only 37. It's hilarious that they say that Mickie James is like an old grandma and Tamina's like, whatever, bitch. I'll call you an old grandma even though you're younger than me. I love it. Good for you, Tamina. Also, Tamina's eye roll game is just so good.
We'll
talk about it. We're not
She's
talking
a
about SmackDown.
Dumb entrance song, though. It's just her name. It's pretty dumb.
I mean, it happens.
Bray Wyatt and Seth are having a thing, I guess.
Whatever.
Bray Wyatt's promo in the ring was good. I like that he was
I listened to it.
You don't take my name in vain. And then Seth was like, oh, you're mad because I called you a name, you little bitch?
Right.
And then Bray was like, it's not about that, but it's kind of about that.
Magic. Love it. I thought it was going to be Finn versus Bray, so I'm a little disappointed because I was looking forward to that.
I feel like that has the potential to be like a really big thing in the future if they let it be. And I feel like maybe they know that because you could do Demon versus God.
Yes, exactly. That's sort of what I was thinking, is that I want that, but I feel like it is a smart decision not to do it right now.
Also, they haven't talked about the Demon since before. So like, I feel like they have to rebuild the Demon up.
Yeah, I agree. I
think they have to do that when he faces Brock. Finn
has to fail as Leather Jacket Finn and be like, oh, I'm coming, bitch. Like, he needs to get, like, attacked by Brock on a Raw right before a pay-per-view and be like, oh, you thought.
Oh, you thought.
That's what I want. So I'm also, like, I think it's good, too, that they separated them because I feel like Bray can't lose to Finn and Finn can't lose to Bray. But Bray can lose to Seth and Seth can lose to Bray. Like, that feels more appropriate and I feel like it works better. And also I think you're right about the God versus Demon. They're really digging in on the God thing. And I really like it.
They're making it less like, ooh, spooky magic. Like, he does magic in and out, but it's less about that and more like, you guys don't understand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a better angle.
Yeah, I agree.
Than like, ooh, look at the cockroaches in the ring or whatever.
I feel like the cockroaches in the ring need to be like, I control all of this, and that's why this exists, not just like a scary.
Yeah, if he wins. When he doesn't. his god needs to be like Finn's demon. Like, when he's just like, you know, on a Monday Night Raw, fine. But when he's like full, like,
yeah,
they need to figure out a way to do that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I feel like leaning into this stuff, they're starting to lean into it in a way that has taken them literally years to get to this point. And so I hope that this is... They had to
feed him to Cena and Taker and fucking everybody. And Randy. They had to feed him to... I mean, didn't he win that feud?
With Dean? No, I'm pretty sure Dean won. Because LOL, fuck you, Bray, remember?
I think the TV one.
I was talking about this last time that he was on SmackDown. I think you're right. I think Bray did win that feud.
Yeah,
when the TV blew up in his face. I forgot that was against Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
The stupidest
match.
How
could you forget?
So stupid.
There was an amazing backstage segment with The Miz, Heath Slater, and Rhino.
Goddamn. Fucking Rhino.
I like you just stared at Miz and just put cheese all over it and then just shoved it like all over his face. And Heath was like, what is happening?
They always get knocked out of his hands. And he was like, nobody's knocking these out of my hand.
Heath did a great job too. And he was like, you know, as a kid, there was one thing I always wanted. Do you think you'd give it to me, Miz? I want that belt. And Miz was like, yeah, maybe someday in the future. And Rhino was like, I have Cheese Whiz.
He already has a partner.
You go find a partner. That was great. That was probably the best moment on the whole show, to be honest. I gotta be honest. Alexa had an in-ring promo that was good. You know, it's just Alexa. And then Nia came out and was like, so. And Alexa was like, what? We're best friends.
Oh, yeah. When Alexa was like, I was forced to do this. And Nia was like, you were what now?
And Alexa was like, whoa, but like kind of forced. And then Dana Brooke and Mickie James were like, no, Alexa, remember when you were like, Nia's our problem?
Yeah,
Nia's
we have a Nia problem.
And Nia just kind of looked at Alexa like, I could kill you.
Right, just step on you.
And then, Tiny Gloves!
She's back, y'all! I was so happy.
I yelled 2 times this week watching wrestling, and it was for Tiny Gloves, and it was for Zack Ryder.
I yelled so loud for Zack Ryder.
I yelled so loud.
I freaked out.
My cat
I was not expecting it.
Me neither.
I really honestly wasn't. I have been not checking I've seen that there have been so many injury return reports that I was like, I'm just not going to read any of them. That way I'll be surprised when people come back. So I was surprised about Emma. I was surprised about Zack Ryder.
I had a friend over, and Nick's out of town. I had a friend over, and we were watching, and she was about to leave, and she's kind of starting to get into wrestling a little bit, like peripherally, and we were talking, and I was kind of explaining like who Mojo is, and then I went, my babies! And she was like, what? And I was like, Zack Ryder's back! And then I believe I screamed, Rough Rider, really loud like that. He's one of my boys.
I know. I was watching with Devin, and we were like in the middle of a conversation, and I just started just shrieking. I was so happy. I'm so glad he's back.
And also, it's good for Mojo that he's back.
I completely agree.
I know in Talking Smack they were like, I know we're talking about just Talking Smack now, but like I know in Talking Smack they were like, oh well, Mojo had a great like singles run. Mojo had a shit singles run.
He literally just lost. He just lost to the fucking Maharaja. Come on now.
So I think it's great for both of them.
Yes, I agree. And they, like, the tag division is so strong right now. Right. Like, throw them in there. They're good wrestlers. Like, they could totally hang with these guys.
After Tiny Gloves came back and was like, it's all about me, everybody. Me. Sasha Banks was like, hi, everybody. I'm also here.
I'm the boss, bitch.
Sasha's, like, full tweener right now. And
yeah, so, for sure.
Since she's, like, leaning a little heel, even if she's a good guy, which is fine, she's back in, like, a rhythm of having, like, a decent promo.
Yes,
I thought this was one of her best promos in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because they actually hate each other, but her and Alexa Bliss have good chemistry.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice. And I feel like part of it is that when she can be a tweener and do her heel voice talking to heels, she can make that work. But when she has to interact with Bayley, who's a face, she can't do that. Right. And has to be like full baby face and just does not excel at that in any way.
Well, and also because like Bayley's not a great promo either. So it's just like a lot of floundering.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate.
That ended up in like a 3-on-3 match, which is like good guys versus bad guys. I was a little disappointed that Emma was the one that tapped, but
she can take it. It's fine. Her storyline is so weird right now that like she doesn't need a return win, really. Like,
but I guess that Alexa or Nia couldn't have taken it.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Like, it kind of had to be her.
I just love Emma, so...
I know. But I also like the idea of Emma being like, who gives a fuck
match with Emma and Asuka and how good it was?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I do remember
I'll never forget it.
It was so good.
Because I feel like it really flew under the radar. It was a good fucking match.
Yeah, I agree. And I also feel like it works for Emma that she can take pins and take losses and be the kind of heel that's like, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like,
I'm still the best.
Like, when Seth would get pinned when he was a heel, you'd be like, fluke. Every time. Like, you just don't give them that victory. Be like, they got lucky. There was a time, I remember, during Team Bad, where Sasha tapped out to, I don't remember who. I think it was maybe Paige. And she tapped out.
The sorority sisters?
Yes, the sorority sisters.
No, the submission
sorority. That's right.
I was like, no, it's dirtier than that.
Submission sorority. That's right. Before PCB. I don't know if they had officially become PCB, but Sasha tapped out, and then she did an interview afterwards where she was like, girl, I didn't tap out, I saw a spider, and I was like, girl, get out. Bitch didn't actually beat me. It was just like the greatest dismissal of this win, like, who gives a shit? And I feel like Emma can totally do that. Tiny Gloves Emma has that space that she can lose 1,000 times, and then when she does, when she'll be like, I told you I was the best. And we'll all be there with her.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point. Roman was on the show, but they were like, next week he's announcing his SummerSlam, blah. But Finn also wasn't on the show, but they had like a
propaganda piece.
A propaganda piece. Yeah, we should start calling them propaganda.
That's what they are.
They absolutely are that. 205 Live has been full of propaganda.
Yeah, right? But the Finn Balor piece was an excellent piece of propaganda. They have been turning out piece after piece of Finn Balor propaganda, and it's all been very good.
There was an interview with Bayley and Corey Graves where Bayley made Corey give her the weirdest hug.
The most awkward hug.
I know the point that it was supposed to be weird. But
yeah, it reminded me of NXT Bayley. That's sort of what she was like. She was like a strange, weird, awkward weirdo.
Is better.
And like, she forced everybody to give her hugs, and it was this like weird hug life thing. I feel like people forget that. Like that was where that emotion came from, that she was like this awkward weirdo who loved wrestling and just wanted to hug everybody, and like that felt very much a return to her roots. So hopefully this means that they're putting her creative like back on track, because she really needs it.
Who the fuck knows?
Really needs it. Ugh, I hated the excuse of like, I just couldn't bring myself to hurt somebody. Like,
because
bitch,
also,
get it together.
On the Hard Times pod, Elle had a really good point where she was like, yeah, Bayley has gone toe-to-toe. Like, look at all those Sasha and Bayley matches. They were brutal as shit.
That's right. I remember them talking about that. That's right.
So it's like totally like not believable.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know NXT exists in a different world, but like whatever. It doesn't. It's on the same network.
Yeah.
It's the same company.
The commissioner of Raw is married to the commissioner of NXT. Like, you can't tell me those things aren't related to each other.
Right.
Like, even in this fictional universe, like, they're joined in that way. It's just so stupid.
So everyone needs to stop.
Collaborate and listen.
Yes. Two-man pool versus Miz and Dean Bear. It is what you think it is.
I got to the bear and was like, what the fuck is this? I can't believe they made a whole entrance package for it.
And then he just like rubbed his back on the ring for a really long time.
For a really long time.
And I loved how Miz was like, that's Dean. Everybody, it's Dean. I don't want to be here. That's clearly Dean. And then eventually he just was like, fine, this bear is my tag team partner. Whatever. And I think he like was just either distracted because he had to wrestle that he forgot it was Dean. But then it was like, yeah, it was Dean, Miz. You knew it was Dean.
Well, no, because it wasn't Dean. He knocked him off of the, he like attacked him and was like, fuck you, Dean. I know it's you. And ripped his mask off, and it was not Dean. It was
Wasn't that last week?
No, that was this week. Because they ripped the mask off, and it wasn't him during the celebration. And then they did that.
Full disclosure. I watched this match on Fast Forward.
Oh, then you missed a really crucial part of
this. But I did know that he rubbed his back on the post for a very long time because it was long even during Fast Forward.
Yes. No, he,
Okay, yes. In my Fast Forward, I missed this very crucial part.
Crucial part of this.
Sometimes during matches I don't care about, I watch them on Fast Forward.
That's fair. For once, I'm ready with the correction. So, Miz tries to... Dean gets tagged, or not Dean, the bear gets tagged in, and Miz is like, I fucking know it's you, bitch. Rhino and Heath are like, Dean, we know it's you, dude, it's cool, like, we really have to do this. And then the bear, like, legit starts to fight them, and Miz is like, I don't understand, Dean, what are you doing? And so he, like, beats the bear up and, like, hits him a bunch and throws him out of the ring and rips his mask off, and it is not Dean. It is definitely, you could tell it wasn't Dean.
Because he had, like, a big belly.
He was tall, too. He was way taller than Dean, and was just shaped differently. I was like, that's totally not Dean, unless Dean's wearing a fat suit for some reason.
I thought the bear had just, like, fat built into it.
It's possible that it could have, but it looked like a pretty flimsy costume. So that happens, and then they go back to the ring, and Miz is like, okay, I guess I gotta beat these guys, and then the bear's in the ring, and it was clearly Dean Ambrose, because it was a shorter, slimmer man in a bear costume. And then...
Okay. More of the story, don't have a podcast where you talk about wrestling if you watch things and fast forward.
That was, like, the best... I feel like that was the best payoff for it. You like, missed the best part of it. I felt very satisfied with the bear because it wasn't him originally, and Dean was clearly underneath the ring, dressed as a bear this whole time.
Fine. Big Cass thinks that Big Show's beating him up. And Enzo's like, I'm so little. What do I do? My big friends are fighting.
Dash and Dawson.
Balder Dash.
Dash and Dawson are scurrying around in the back of these videos. Like, are we ever going to get a payoff from this?
I want them to not be the one that's attacking them, and I do want it to be Big Show.
I want them to reveal whoever it is and be like, you thought it was us, but it's not, motherfuckers!
It's the Big Show!
Why? Why is the Big Show doing that?
Because he wants to be Enzo's giant.
I hope it's like a series of people, and Dash and Dawson are just like recording it, and are like, everybody hates you! Yeah. Everybody jumped on the train. They were like, I can do this next week.
That would be great, actually.
I would love that.
The main event was a 2 out of 3 falls with Euro Babes versus the Hardys, but it ended in a draw.
I roll.
I watched this one on fast forward too.
It was good, but it's...
Yeah, I'm just like done with their story together.
Yeah,
I love the Euro Babes. I love the Hardys.
I'm ready for it to be separate. Yeah. Matt Hardy and Miz were feuding on Twitter. Perhaps we'll get a Matt Hardy Intercontinental run.
I want to get a Matt Hardy anything right now.
Yeah, I agree. I heard that they talked.
Did you watch their interview? Brother Caminero.
Did you watch their interview afterwards? Apparently they talked about the status of Broken, and Matt was like, we want to do it, but we can't do it right now. It's going to be like a slower process, and we'll get to it when we get to it. And I feel like that was more like, they need to be singles run. It doesn't really make sense for them to do it while they're together.
I miss it. I genuinely miss it. So on Raw, we had 2 cruiserweight segments. We had a Swan versus Neville match, which was like kind of a squash.
I don't even think I watched it, to be honest.
It was kind of a squash.
All right.
But we had that hilarious segment with Cedric Alexander and Noam Dar. So they had the backstage segment where
Cedric Alexander was like so good in that shirt. I was like, I'm gonna pass out.
But Cedric was like, Noam, I'm like actually over this, so we're gonna end it tonight because I'm done with you and I'm done with her. Okay? Mm-hmm. She's Ratchet. You're Tiny. I'm done with this. He didn't say that. He did call Alicia Ratchet though.
Yes, he did.
But then so Cedric comes out to the ring and then Alicia's on FaceTime because she's on FaceTime in the backstage segment, but then she's on FaceTime like all like Tyler Breeze on the screen, and she's just like, "Nom, babe, you got this, babe. Like, hey, I have to go wrestle." She's like, "Don't hang up on me," and it's just like prime perfect Alicia Fox.
It's so good.
In a neck brace on FaceTime.
It's so good.
So he loses, obviously, because he's like preoccupied with his phone.
Yeah.
And then the following night on 205 Live, it's like the same thing again.
And it worked somehow. I don't understand why I loved it. It feels
but it was
should be bad.
But it's so good because Alicia's so good at that. And Noam's good at it too. So
Noam is really good at it. His comedic timing is excellent. They just work very well together. I think that's a huge part of it.
Yeah. It was technically a Cedric versus Arya Daivari match. Noam tried to come out and like distract Cedric, but he still won. And then Noam and Alicia Fox on the phone got like knocked off. And like... Cedric like turned the phone off and she was like, what are you doing? Alicia Fox is the best. Alicia Fox deserves a Slammy for something. I don't remember the categories, but she deserves one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Most ridiculous.
Best hair.
Learning how to stay relevant.
Yeah, right. Best career resurgence.
Yeah, for real. Austin Aries gave a promo that's saying he was not medically cleared.
Sad.
I don't know if that's real or not.
I'm not sure. I know he's going on his book tour, so it's possible that it's a little bit of column A, column B.
But they used that to put together a feud between Jack Gallagher and Tony Nese, because Austin Aries was giving his, like, farewell, sad, I lost my banana speech for his book tour, I guess. Tony Nese came out and was like, I'm the perfect athlete, you're a little dumb, and Austin Aries was like, I can't fight you, I'm not medically cleared, and he was like, well, I'm still gonna fight you. Then, of course, Jack Gallagher comes out in his suit and with his umbrella, and is like, no, you can't fight Austin Aries, even if he was, like, cleared, you suck.
Yeah. You, sir, suck.
Right, so Nese goes to fight him, Gallagher, like, ducks, Austin Aries tosses him his umbrella, he takes Nese out, and then at the end, they have this delightful cheers of a banana and an umbrella where they stand together. And I love this weird friendship between Austin Aries and Jack Gallagher.
I do too! I love it. I love that it's been consistent, also. Like, they're not aligned with each other. They're just, like, pals.
And they're just like, I respect you. All right.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Exactly. I love it. I think it's great.
I love how Austin Aries was just, like, leaning on the ring ropes while Gallagher and Nese were, like, fighting. And he was like, yeah, you're going to get your ass kicked by this guy with an umbrella.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen for you. There was TJ. Oh, what we forgot to talk about was Titus O'Neil just, like, killing it this week.
Oh, my God.
Being one of the best parts of Raw.
I love
weirdly.
it.
So
he's a great manager.
He is. Apollo Crews had a match with Kalisto as the Titus brand, and Tozawa in a suit was watching it.
Fly as fuck.
So
looking great.
Titus was like, "Hey, you gotta watch this." Like, whatever. Apollo won.
Mm-hmm.
Tozawa came into the ring and
oh no, Titus O'Neil picked him up out of his seat and brought him over the risers, and Tozawa made the most hilarious
Tozawa's faces against Titus are good.
Oh my God, they're so good. It's so good. And he, like, threw him into the ring. I love that mirror image of the first Apollo and Titus photo of, like, big old Titus grin, very confused Apollo, and now it's like, oh, Apollo is now part of this Titus brand because he's now one of the people in the photo smiling, and Tozawa is the one in the middle having this, like, super confused look on his face. I thought that was really good imagery on their part.
That's true. The next night on Trio 5 Live, the whole show opened up with Titus and Tozawa in the locker room, and him going, cha, 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 and him being like, I got you a match with the very first Cruiserweight champion. It's going to be the main event. Titus brand, hooking you up. And Tozawa was like, okay, thank you.
I like that Titus just strong arms his way into being people's managers.
Right.
He's like, I'm just going to do it, and you're going to like it, and you're going to be like, okay, I guess.
But it's working.
It is working. I have also heard Titus doesn't really want to wrestle as much anymore. And this
he's
is
like never been a good wrestler.
He's like an okay wrestler, but he was good when he was part of the tag team with Darren Young, because Darren Young did all of the work, and then Titus was like,
a good wrestler. He can fill a certain role, but he's much better in this, like, manager role.
Yes, definitely. That's true.
So the segment with Rich and TJP was basically Rich Swann being like, I know that shit with Neville, but, like, don't worry about it. You just gotta, like, be true to you. And so it feels like there's gonna be a TJP face turn, which sucks.
I don't want that in any way.
Handmaiden TJP.
I'm finally starting to not hate him.
Handmaiden TJP is what we need.
Yes.
There was a actual propaganda package with Mustafa Ali doing the, like, pushing him, but then being interrupted by a political commercial by Drew Gulak.
It was so good.
He looks extra dorky in those, right?
Yes.
I don't know what they do. The hair. He looks like extra dorky in those.
It's so good. His stupid thumbs up at the end, like, I love it. I'm so happy. Do you remember when he was first on 205 Live? We were like, this jobber jabroni. Like, not us, because we have seen him a lot, but, like, that was how they were writing for him. And now he has, like, a great storyline. Like,
remember, like, the first episode of 205 Live, he was like, why is Alicia here? Women are dumb.
Yeah. And he's now turned into this, like, this super weird high-flying politician. I just love it. He's great on the mic. Yeah. I think that's a big part of it, is that his promos are consistently
in that aspect, because he, like, when they just put a mic in front of him randomly, he was like, but, like, if they've given him a character, he's much better.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
The main event was Tozawa versus TJP. I thought it was a good match. That's the thing about TJP. Like, I think he's dumb and a kind of boring, but he like is a really good wrestler, and he and Tozawa had really good chemistry.
Yeah, I agree. They do have good chemistry, and I feel like my problem with TJP when he's in ring is more that I just feel like he has no personality, but when he's a heel, you can at least sort of feel his personality in ring. So that's part of why I also like him as a heel better.
Yeah.
It's part of why he was good in the Cruiserweight tournament. He was a fucking heel, and you got to see that, like, all you got was in-ring stuff, and I feel like he's much stronger in-ring storytelling as a heel.
Yeah, I like the Tozawa push. I really do. And, like, you know, they are bringing in all these Japanese stars and using them in different ways. Like, having Tozawa have a manager is great.
Yeah, agree. I totally agree.
Especially knowing that, like, Apollo and Tozawa are, like, actual best friends, and then, like, having Titus as their, like, dad manager is hilarious.
Yeah, and, like, Apollo needs the help, too. Like, it's not that Apollo is bad on the mic, he's just boring and doesn't have the personality yet, and I feel like this is a good way for him to learn personality, too.
Yeah. So, Money in the Bank is Sunday.
Yes, it is!
You're going, right?
I'm going!
That's so nuts.
I'm so excited.
They haven't announced their pre-show match, which I assume will be something with the Fashion Police. Like, the Fashion Police has to do something, right?
I agree.
That opening segment with New Day and the Usos and the Fashion Police was great until the clones came in.
Yeah.
One of them had super peen watch, and it wasn't, like, fun peen watch. It was like, I think you gained weight and your pants are too tight. And your dick is, like, poking out of your pants because they don't fit.
I did not notice that.
I did.
Yikes.
It was not great. It was not great. But the chemistry between New Day and the Fashion Police is just, like, fucking perfect. Yeah. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that Xavier and Tyler Breeze are, like, besties. But also, like, they just all have great comedic timing.
Yeah, I agree.
And, you know, the Usos, even when, and as these, like, heel, bad guy, penitentiary, whatever, like, they are still, like, very aware and can be very funny. The clones can't, so, like, it's like, what are you doing here? Their promo was painful.
Yeah.
Especially compared to, like, three groups that were, like, killing it.
Yeah, exactly. Bring back the hype bros. Get rid of the colognes.
Oh, we got them. Don't worry.
Exactly.
We've brought them back. So I think that they'll have, like, a Fashion Files or do something, maybe a Clones versus the Fashion Police. Because, like, Fashion Police are so hot, and they haven't announced a pre-show. Like, they have to, right?
Yeah, there's got to be something. They'll announce it in the
we
next
gotta
couple
have something.
days.
That Fashion Files was hilarious.
They're all good.
Did you see that photo of Sami Zayn and just a generic underneath?
Did you see that it had a Post-it note next to it that said, needs a mask?
No, I did not see
that. It
was
was perfect. The combination of generic and needs a mask, I was like, I'm dying. This is the greatest thing ever. Because it was clearly a deep cut. And I was like, love this.
That's so funny.
I love the Michael P.S. Hayes repeat offender one, too. I thought that one was fucking hilarious.
It moves so fast I can't see him all the time. But, like, that is very funny.
They're so good.
I love that Tyler was like, I was beaten up.
Right? He was in his romper.
I know, that was such a beautiful, like, moment. He was like, oh, I love how Fandango was drawing them, and you, like, knew that he was just drawing stick figures. But it was funny how they showed it, where they just, like, put it on the ground, and, like, they just zoomed in on the stick figures. They had one arm. No, two arms.
Yeah.
So fucking funny.
They're so good.
I love Tyler Breeze so much.
This is the most I've ever liked Fandango, too.
Yeah, true. Like, because I've always loved Tyler Breeze.
Yes, agreed. I also noted this on Tuesday. I also feel like I've never really cared for Fandango before, but I feel like this is kind of a nice, like, fuck you, Chris Jericho for him, because Chris Jericho constantly bitches about how he had to lose to Fandango at WrestleMania, and I feel like it must suck to hear him talk about how it's bullshit that he had to lose to you all the time, and now he can be like, fuck you, buddy. Like, I'm good at this. I'm good at my job.
I'm a good wrestler, and I'm like,
right, like
when they let me have a character, I'm good
like
at it.
They wanted to give me this push because they knew that I could do good things, and you sort of ruined this for me by being such a dick about this.
Yeah.
I love Chris Jericho, but he is a dick, and so it's kind of nice, too, to be like, okay, this is like a nice little extra touch on this.
Right. I just love Tyler Breeze, and I love that he's, like, getting a push.
Yes, I completely agree.
But, speaking of tag teams, it's going to be the Usos versus New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship belts. Who do you think's going to win?
I think it's going to be the Usos because I don't think this is going to be the end of New Day Usos. I feel like there's going to be more after this.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Shenanigans, maybe. Count out, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. But I also am just, like, dying for New Day versus Fashion Police.
Yeah.
But they're also in, like, an alliance right now.
Right.
So, like...
True.
I don't know, man.
I wonder if Hype Bros are going to be a tag team together or if they're going to turn on each other and Zack Ryder's going to be a heel.
I feel like they're going to be a tag team.
Okay.
The clones suck. They really suck. I think
the Hype Bros aren't heels. That's why I wonder, like, where do they fit into this picture?
But they're not the same kind of faces that, like, New Day and Fashion Police are where they're, like, silly. They're, like, an actual tag team.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
And
there are a lot of different kinds of teams on SmackDown. Yeah,
you could also easily make them, like, not a full heel, but you could make them just, like, arrogant dick bros.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
So, even though we'll all know that Zack Ryder is not because he has his fun little action figures.
I mean, I don't think those things are mutually exclusive, to be honest.
I don't know. It just makes me love him even more. Even if he's friends with Dolph Ziggler. We can't all be.
Not all of us are perfect.
There's a great segment with AJ and Nakamura where AJ was like, he's going to come here, he's going to talk to us, just like, nod your head, it's going to be fine.
So good!
Sammy comes in and is like, hey, and they're like, hi.
You're too chill, I don't understand.
What's happening? And then he just like revs up and loses his mind and they're like, there you are.
Mm-hmm. I like that when he walked away, Nakamura was like, I like him. And AJ was like, a fucking course you do.
He's just so cute.
I loved it. I was like... Nakamura was talking and I was like, oh yes, I fought you before in the past. Devin thought I was talking about AJ, definitely talking about Sammy. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess you have had two of the best matches I've ever seen in my life were against these two people who are now your tag team partners. What a world do we live in.
I love that later in the show we had the segment with Kevin and Dolph and Corbin, which was like the inverse, where Kevin was like, we all hate each other. We can either hate each other and beat each other up, or we can beat up the losers and then beat each other up. It's really fucking up to you guys.
Yeah, I loved it.
Whatever.
I loved that they were each other's mirrors. Yeah. It's like, it's the same kind of fight for everything where they're always kind of pitted against each other. I thought it was really good. I liked that a lot.
Who do you think's gonna get the suitcase? So it ended obviously with the 6-man tag, and then like Sammy pins Corbin again for the third time. I love it. Finally, Sammy, like, even if Sammy pins people and then gets the shit kicked out of him, it's fine. I don't care. That's perfect for his character.
And it also seems like the haluva kick has officially transitioned into an out of nowhere move. It doesn't seem to have that setup anymore, and I feel like it seems so much more effective that way. It's like Tozawa's snap German suplex. It's so because it comes out of nowhere that it, like, anybody else could hit it, and it's like, okay, this is just a move you hit, but because it's like, boom, this happened and you weren't expecting it, then it's a finisher. So it feels very appropriate.
But so he pins Corbin. There's a brawl because like it's a go-home show. But then Nakamura takes the suitcase off, which usually is like, so you're not gonna get that.
Yeah,
but it's also Nakamura. But I don't know. I feel like if he didn't get it, I wouldn't be shocked because like I don't think he needs it.
I agree. I don't think that he needs it either. I would really like for him to win because I'll totally cry if that happens. But I agree. I don't think that he needs it.
Yeah.
I feel like honestly, I would be fine with anyone except Ziggler winning. I don't think Ziggler needs it. I don't think that it would lead anywhere interesting if Ziggler had it. Even Corbin, who I don't want to have it, I feel like could benefit from being a heel who has the briefcase. Yeah. Like, that requires you to do a lot of mic work a lot of the time, because I don't think he would cash in right away.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be Nakamura, but I believe last time we called something, I said I'm always just going to call Sami Zayn, so Sami Zayn. Worked out for me last time.
I want Sami Zayn to win so bad. Like, I would love for Sami Zayn to win, but I cannot imagine a world where Sami Zayn would beat Jinder Mahal.
Well, I can't imagine a world where Sami Zayn loses anymore. So, Sami Zayn.
Fair enough. I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to guess Baron Corbin. I'm going to anticipate that it's going to be him so that when it's someone else, I'm not upset about it.
But we also would be, like, not shocked if it was Nakamura.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of different scenarios, honestly. I feel like it depends on how
Money in the Bank. It's hard to guess. There's literally 6
people.
They're
going to have it, if they're going to cash it in that night, I feel like AJ Styles is the one.
I think that person is going to hold it for a long time because we've had 2 quick cash-ins.
But they have a women's Money in the Bank now.
That is true.
So if, say, Carmella wins women's Money in the Bank, she's going to hold that case forever.
Right.
Forever.
That's true.
So I feel like they have a lot more room this year to do something quick and surprising like that.
That's true. Also, I have a feeling that they're gonna bookend it, and it's gonna be like the women's Money in the Bank is gonna be first, and then the men's is gonna be last, which I don't actually have a problem with.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
You gotta separate them, and
right.
Opening up a show with a ladder match is always the best.
Yeah, I totally agree. And then they don't have to follow anybody. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the women, Naomi had a match with Tamina where Lana got involved. I think Lana is honestly doing fine. Her hair looked real dumb this week.
Oh my god.
And also that dress is like, I get why the dress, because like she's supposed to be like ravishing, right. But like she almost fell when she did her move. Yeah. She did the move good. It looked good. She did a good job. Credit where credit is due. I think what Lana was great on Talking Smack last week. The one move she did is good. Mm-hmm. The dress is dumb. The hair is dumb. I don't have a lot of hopes for this match, but I'm honestly trying to keep an open mind. I know people are probably like, oh, well, you're just being nice because she was nice to you after she was mean to you. But I'm honestly like trying to keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Who knows? Naomi is a good worker.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see what ring gear she winds up wearing. We saw those photos of that terrible gear. I really, really hope they don't make her wrestle in it. Yeah. It was fucking awful. And that purple gear she had before was really pretty, but was not functional in any way. So I'm interested to see.
I think the blue color is really good on her.
Yes, agreed.
And like she used to wear that color in her suits, mm-hmm. and it like worked with SmackDown. If they could somehow turn the idea of the dress into like good ring gear, that would be great.
Yeah, I agree.
Just like maybe not like. That's a Brady put in your hair when you haven't washed your hair in 4 days.
Yeah, and like the bottom 6 inches were just a ratty, disgusting mess. Like, just cut that shit off. It is awful. It was bad. It was really bad. She doesn't look glamorous. She's supposed to look glamorous, and she just looks sort of generic. I mean,
to be fair, she doesn't do the like braid a lot, but like.
Well, even just like she's not wearing anything except the dress. Yeah. Like if you're just going to be on the ring for most of it,
the
just
power suits were so good. I don't understand.
Gloves. Like, I just don't understand. I do like her finisher. I don't remember what they called it. It's the Bella Buster that Brie used as her finisher. The only reason that Lana uses that move is because when she was feuding with Brie, she did it to taunt Brie.
And she's really good at it. About it, though.
She hooks the leg.
Yes.
And that's the only thing that's different.
But I mean,
Lana is very good at that move.
She is.
Very good. So I understand why they were like, well, Brie's gone, so we should just like
also,
make this
you hook the leg, so it's different.
Right? It's a different move. So I do like her finisher. I think it looks really clean. But if she can't do anything except her finisher...
Right. Naomi's gonna win.
I don't know.
Fuck you, don't. We're moving on.
No. There are...
Oh, we still gonna get to Lucha.
There are 3 scenarios, I think, that
there are no scenarios.
Okay. Either Naomi beats her right away and is like, bitch, I told you. Lana wins... and then is immediately cashed in on Money in the Bank, and somebody else beats her and is like, bitch, what were you thinking? And then there's like a triple threat match.
How could Lana win against Naomi?
Shenanigans. I feel like that is a possibility or they go with the angle like, because they keep saying, Naomi's hubris, she shouldn't have agreed to this match. Lana didn't do anything to earn it. Maybe Naomi's gonna lose because she agreed to a match.
She can't lose.
So I feel like it's possible that she might lose, but I feel like if she does lose... like, if they're not going to cash in the men's briefcase and they're going to use that for a long time and they decide not to do the briefcase with Carmella, they could give it to Charlotte, and then Charlotte doesn't beat Naomi, but they can do a Charlotte, Lana, Naomi triple threat match for the rematches for those clauses. So I think it really depends on who wins. Like, whoever wins Money in the Bank in both matches, I think it's going to determine how the belts are, how they go. There's a lot of possibilities. I don't know. I hope it's a good match. I just want it to be good. That's all I want. Like, I
think it will be passable. I don't think it will be good, and Naomi's gonna win because she has to. So shut up.
All right.
So shut up.
I think by the end of the night, Charlotte's gonna be champion.
You just said that you think that. You have so many different opinions.
I know. It's terrible.
You live in very.
I want Carmella to win the briefcase because I think that it's a good move for her character. I think it is very possible that Naomi
but how
loses
lame
to
to
Lana.
Have the first women's Money in the Bank and have it cash in immediately. That's boring and lame.
Yeah, but then Charlotte is...
Yeah, but Charlotte could easily get it any other time.
Yeah, but then she's the first ever women's Money in the Bank winner and Raw and SmackDown and Divas and NXT champion. She would hold everything.
I yawned at that.
Well.
I genuinely yawned.
Yeah, well. Big shrug. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I think it's a possibility.
Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton.
I don't care. I don't care at all. I'm going to cheer for Jinder Mahal. I don't give a shit.
I give a shit because I don't want Randy Orton to be champion again. He's a stupid champion.
If AJ Styles wins Money in the Bank and Randy Orton beats Jinder Mahal,
and then cashes in immediately, apparently what you think is going to happen all the time.
I think it's very possible that someone cashes in immediately. There's 2 Money in the Bank.
Nakamura is really cute on Talking Smack.
He's adorable. I love him. I love that Renee was so excited that he did the thing.
He did the thing. Lucha Underground.
Yes. It was good. It started off with the
this segment with Puma like staring into the mirror, about to punch in, and then Ray was like, "Hey, don't punch that mirror." And then Puma was like, "Don't tell me what to do." And he was like,
"You're not my dad? He's not my dad? No one's my dad!"
Yeah. And then Vampiro was like, "Ray, I'm in the mirror." And then Ray was like, "Why'd I stop him from punching this mirror? I hate mirrors."
Punched.
Something like that.
People love to punch mirrors in Lucha Underground. It happens all the time.
Yeah, what is their mirror budget?
It's gotta be enormous.
The first match
That's why they don't clean it all. They spend all their money on mirrors.
Johnny Mundo versus the Mac. Sudden death. Falls count anywhere. Johnny Mundo won, which is fine. The Mac still looked really strong. Mm-hmm. And the Mac only lost because Ricky got involved. And then Sexy Star took out Ricky. And then PJ got involved, and then Taya got involved.
Yeah.
That one powerbomb, the powerbomb of the final powerbomb of the Mac over the ropes onto the floor on a pile of chairs.
Disgusting.
I was like, oh, he's dead.
It reminded me of that time that Kevin Owens got powerbombed into that pyramid of chairs that he built, and it was...
Only worse.
Yeah.
Because...
It's Lucha.
And it was a much steeper drop.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It was nuts. But I did like how it took all of that stuff to keep Mac from winning because Mac was really taking it to Johnny.
Yeah. I loved when they started pulling out the stop signs. Stryker actually had a really good line. He said, "I guess the Department of Traffic rents out the temple for storage." And I was like, yeah, why do they have all these traffic signs? Where the fuck did all this stuff come from?
He also had a dumb line, though, when he was like, "Oh, they're setting up the chairs this way, so you know it's gonna..." And it's like, first of all,
nah.
If they are, quote, wrestling for real, they wouldn't care.
Yeah. So,
like, why are you going to give us, like, these weird, like, Shut up.
Yeah. Shut up, Matt Stryker.
For every one good line, you have terrible 800 lines.
Yeah, agreed.
You monster.
Also, they went into Dario's office at one point, and he started yelling at them, and he yelled...
No, that's Puma and...
Was it?
Yeah. That's Puma and Mil.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking Falls Count Anywhere. My bad.
I know, they were like, because it was a street fight.
Yeah.
I do also love that Taya is the one that helped him win the championship and then also retain. I was hoping that Dario was going to come out and be like, you have to fight Taya now. That's my dream.
Maybe they'll get to that.
I don't think so, but because like the next time Mundo has the championship match, it's going to be against Ray, and Ray's probably going to win it.
Yeah, true.
So we'll never get to see Taya and Johnny fight.
I mean, we will. It just won't be for a belt.
But now they're getting married.
I can't wait to see her wedding dress.
I can't wait either. So Dario has a segment where he's like, you see that? That sign says Dario Cueto proprietor. What it should say is Dario Cueto lucha friggin' genius. I love that he set it up so big. He was like, I've got the Dario Dial Doom. I've got all this stuff. I make matches. I'm a genius. I am about to change wrestling. And it's basically just a tournament for a shitty cup.
I know.
It was so funny. I was
it.
like, what could it be? What could it be? And then Melissa just is holding this cup with streamers. And I was like, that's fucking hilarious. That is hilarious. The commitment to like this stupid, just a regular tournament for a cup is very funny.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I think it's great. Are we going to see the Dario Wheel of Doom again? Where did we go?
I hope so. That was for the first half of the season.
True.
I know some people liked it or didn't like it because it was like corny, but like
I loved it.
I love it.
Lucha's a different program. I can deal with
it. Can be serious and violent and corny.
Yeah. I can watch a bar fight and the Wheel of Doom. Like, both of these things are fine.
Because the silly Wheel of Doom leads to really, like, violent, crazy matches.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's good.
The silly cup with streamers on it is going to lead to some really good matches.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
The Trios champions, so the Super Friends, had to defend against the Dragon Clan. Mm-hmm. It basically was a one-sided match for a lot of it. It was Aerostar versus, not Luchasaurus, but Pindar. Pindar was just, like, really taking it to him.
Yeah.
Eventually, Aerostar got to his corner, and he got to Phoenix. Mm-hmm. Then Phoenix was getting taken out and whatever. So it was very, like, them really getting their ass kicked. Mm-hmm. And then finally, Aerostar goes to tag Drago, and Drago just misses him all up in the face. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, Drago! Because it was weird. Remember last season, so she had him in chains, and then she just let him go, and it was, or, like, he got rescued by his super friends, but it felt weird. It was like, what the fuck was that? Now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, she put the chain back on him, and he, like, switched sides.
Mm-hmm. I loved that, too. And I heard some people talking about how it was confusing how he did that. He was on both teams. Cobra Moon was not part of the team.
Yeah, she never tagged in.
Yeah, she was never tagged in.
And he never tagged in as...
No, I think that he did tag in as one of the super friends.
I don't think he did.
I thought that he did.
I think he was, like, about to tag in and then he missed them. But whatever, even if he did, like, like, switched sides.
He was an official member of both teams. Right. And, like, it worked. I liked that a lot. I liked that he was the one that pinned Aerostar, too. Yeah. It felt very, like... Oh, okay, this is definitive, and now he is part of this. Guy. I'm into that.
But, like, it's, like, kind of a weird mind control thing.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. That's fine.
And
or he was, like...
Icky green mist. I love how Aerostar, like, sold it, too. He, like, was acting like it was, like, fucking acid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is good.
That's probably the last time we see Rey Fenix in Lucha.
Oh, did he not sign again?
He and AAA had that huge falling out. And they're, like, a huge part of Lucha Underground. I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be part of their show anymore.
Well, we'll see. A lot of things are up in the air for Lucha, but I'm still here for it, so everybody just let me...
For now, yeah.
You know what? I know that there are rumors that it jumps the ship, but, like... Or jumps the shark. But if it comes back, I'm still going to watch. I stuck with TNA for a long time, and I watched so much shitty WWE. Mm-hmm. There's enough good in Lucha Underground that, like, one shitty storyline is not going to, like,
deter if they all start to get shitty, then, like, okay, I can understand that. I'm a little worried about this Puma story. I feel like it's gonna end in an unmasking, and I really don't want that.
Well, he's not signing again.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's why he's not signing, because he specifically said, like, I hate the direction that they took my character, and I feel like that's probably the most disrespectful thing they could do to this character.
I thought it was just because they, like, threw him, like, to the wolves so that Rey Mysterio could get them out.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Because we had that brilliant shower scene. I love John Morrison. He's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Basically, he's showering after his match. Ricky Mandel, who is, like, just cosplaying as him, is like, hey, Johnny. And he's like, where's my champagne? Oh, Ty told me not to bring champagne. And then they're, like, joking back and forth. And Ty was like, that was a really long shower. I have things to tell you.
Yeah.
You have to fight Rey Mysterio. And he's like, oh, Ricky, go get the car ready. I have to go to the dojo. I don't want the kid to see me nervous, but I gotta tell you, babe, I'm nervous. I gotta train very hard. She was like, what about your pants? There's no time for pants. So good. There's no time for pants.
Excellent.
You have to see that movie. It's so good. We have to do, like, a viewing party or something. It's so good. It's so dumb. It's so good, though.
I know we need to do that.
I'm wearing my Boone the Bounty Hunter shirt this Saturday at AEW show because Johnny Moore is going to be there.
Perfect.
It's him versus Cage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
It will be good.
I'll be on my way to St. Louis.
Whatever.
I'm going to a monster truck rally the night before.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds...
It's the monster truck rally championship.
Okay, well then, that changes everything. The final match on Lucha was Prince Puma versus Mil Muertes in a Boyle Heights street fight.
This was really good.
Yeah, I love how Mil now, like, grabs the camera and is like, rah!
Right?
I'm very scary.
I'm a monster! Yeah, I like this a lot.
Also, Katrina looks so hot.
Oh my god.
She's, like, stupid hot. It hurts my brain.
I know, she's always stupid
It hurts my brain how hot she is.
I know. Ugh.
What a bitch.
What a bitch.
I do miss the bangs, though. I will always miss the bangs.
I know, but that low-cut, lacy top-front thing, whew, slag.
I love that. So it's, you know, it's a great match. They have great matches together. I love how Katrina gets involved and, like, clocks Puma with the stone, and then fucking Vampiro's like, well, I got a brick. I don't know if you want it, but, like, I got a brick. It's just
Turns
like
out Puma wanted the brick.
Oh yeah, he, like, def wanted the brick. I definitely it felt to me like Puma was gonna lose the whole time. Like, even though it started strong and like he snuck up on him, I like definitely was like, well, he's obviously gonna lose. But
yeah, it felt like it was leading to like he has to have Vampiro,
right? Because
he lost. But I guess like they did that without him having to lose, and it felt fine. Like it doesn't feel like it hurts Mill at all either. No. Like he's not really doing anything, so he can just move on, and that's fine. That could just be the end of it. Like, and I felt like they felt like they have been building to this for such a long time. Like this has been a feud that they WWE'd where it's been going on for forever.
But, I mean, they
not to that extent, but in like terms of lucha,
an actual story. Like there was a great consequence. He came back. Katrina's fucking with him. Vampiro's fucking with him. Yeah. Mill is like crazy, blood-eyed. Like it's definitely gone through a lot of changes.
Oh, for sure. It's just that it's like it feels appropriate because they've taken so much time to get to where it is.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Mill.
Yeah, I agree.
I still like lucha. I don't care.
I know. I'm here for it for now.
I'm not for nowing it. I'm here for it. If I stuck with TNA, if I stuck with WWE long, like there has been trash fire forever at WWE. It is a consistent low key trash fire.
I have the same rule for every promotion. The reason I stopped watching TNA is because I disliked more than I liked. And, like, I take breaks from WWE when I need to, when I dislike more than I like, and I feel like that's the rule for lucha. For now, I enjoy most everything. If I get to a point where it's, like, half of these storylines I don't think are done well anymore.
I mean, in the whole hour, I like the whole hour. There's not one thing I didn't like in the hour.
Yeah, true. That's true. There are people I don't like.
And there's so many characters, like... Yeah. It's like with NXT, like they're so like they switch the storylines every week, like
But like NXT, I stopped watching that for a couple of months because I felt like
they lost everybody. But I guess like Lucha's about to lose people. We'll see if they even come back for a season 4. But like I feel like El Rey is not gonna let them not come back. Like it's their flagship show.
Yeah, exactly. And like people still really like it, so I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
We don't have any reviews because people are mean and are not leaving us reviews.
Boo.
We have a couple questions, but we are running a little late because we tangented a lot.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
We did.
And we laughed for about 10 minutes about JoJo and Bray.
Yeah.
So that ate up a lot of our question time, but we will answer them next week. Please keep sending them. Please leave reviews. I need it. My ego is so fragile. It's not, but I still like those reviews.
Yeah, true.
You can find us on the internet. I'm at Stella_Cheeks.
I'm at Urgency.
You can find us on notyourdemographic.tumblr.com.
You can email us at notyourdemo@gmail.com.
You can find us on cagesideseats.com.
You should rate, review, and subscribe. Stella already said that, but I'll say it again. Do it.
We need them. And if you're in a different country and you review, you have to tell me or else I won't be able to find them because iTunes is dumb.
Truth.
All right.
Demis.
Yeah.
Yay.
Read Blah, 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 blah. I'm a vampire. Whoa. Oh, I have to move around to the other side. That's dumb. I'm Erin. I do drugs. Blah. That seemed pretty accurate, don't you think, Puck?
Imagine the possibilities, starting with the letters S, L, and P. Imagine a super lavish penthouse. A stimulating little plunge in a serene lap pool. And imagine sailing lovely places with several lively parrots. All because you're some lucky person. Discover your SL and P with Super Lotto Plus from the California Lottery. Now until June 30th, buy 5 plays, get 1 free. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to play. Visit CALottery.com for official rules.
Hi, you've reached the High Fashion Hotline.
Hi, sweetie.
Dad? I told you not to call me at work.
But I need some style advice.
Just go to Old Navy.
Old Navy?
Yep, all men's styles are on sale now, up to 50% off, with shorts from $12, active from $8, and tees from $5 at Old Navy and OldNavy.com.
$5?
Plus, the whole store is up to 50% off, so you can get amazing styles for everyone, even me.
Going to Old Navy now.
Oh, and make sure you get something for Father's Day, my treat.
Thanks.
High Fashion, Old Navy. Valid 6/12 to 6/20. Excludes clearance, gift cards, register lane items, jewelry today and 2-day only deals.